The Living Room, where the family meets to discuss issues, any issue which may be bothering one of the family members. That's what we do each and every Tuesday on WAC 90.1 FM with Ricardo Mitchell and DJ Aaron 868. We have casual conversations on serious topics, from sports to culture, mental health to economics, relationships to life lessons. Join us each and every Tuesday on WAC 90.1 FM. The Living Room, casual conversations on serious topics.
It is a couple minutes after 6 p.m. and I don't know what time it is where you are, but I'm glad to know that you're locked on to the true Nation Station WACK 90.1 FM, where we are culture crazy. First and foremost, let's kick this off as we always do. Must give thanks and praise to the Almighty for granting us the gift of life and allowing us to see another day. No matter what time of day it is, you must always give thanks. Secondly, normally we acknowledge those who went before us, the ancestors and such and so on and so forth, not the Caribs and the Arawaks, because we all know, the state with chest, that Columbus line. Right, we're talking about the guys who went just before us. In this case, it will be Tony P, and the P this week stands for preparation. Now, I don't know if you'll notice this, but this is another week that Aaron isn't here. Right, but I planned for this thing, I was prepared. So I recruited a former guest, right, a good friend, a brother, a true soldier of mine. Right, Joash Webb is with us in the living room this evening. So Joash, how you doing, bro?
I'm great, and thanks to amazing all the time. Every time I get to be in the living room, it's comforting, an opportunity to share, talk, and some vibes, you know. Love being here, bro. Love being here.
Hey, good man. And get comfortable too, you know, because it's good that as a space where Aaron and I have always been advocates for healthy male affection and for mental health, for being better citizens, etc. That, you know, as the family grows, we keep recruiting people to join us in the living room, and some of them stay and continue to contribute. So
yeah, and if this is the first time for anybody listening, I'm not there already to make this kind of call, but I just encourage you to keep listening to the living room, because plenty of the times, long time, the living room, the actual living room was a thing, but now it's go to work, go to school, come home in your bedroom. So if you're not in the living room, you can find the living room online. So join the family, man. Join the family.
That's what we're talking about. As Aaron would say, so many platforms, zero excuses. Because you could find WAC 90.1 FM on WAC.tv online. You could tune into the dial 90.1 FM. There's Zeno, there's the Facebook, there's YouTube, WAC Visual Radio. There are so many ways to join us in the living room. You really have no excuse, right? Hey Josh, well, while we're waiting on our guest to come in, he's another guy who preparation has been a big part of where he is and what he's doing. That would be a guest we had on in March last year, Daniel Dasent-Thomson. And well, anyway, I'll let him fill us in as to what he's been up to. But while we're waiting on him, let me tell you about my weekend, right? So after church, I went down to WAC Studios, and there was a fundraiser / awareness concert, a benefit concert put on by the Pink Patrol. Now, these are a group of women police officers, right, who have formed a cancer support group. You know, so I just want to shout out those, the WP and friends, as well as the Pink Patrol for the work that they're doing. And listen, it was fun listening to testimony and getting some good advice. You know, you don't have to worry about some of the things that I had to worry about yet.
No, well, be a little specific, clarify a little bit more. Let me hear.
Right.
Let's begin there.
So they spoke about two main forms of cancer, actually, which would be breast cancer for women and the need for early screening. And with men, the dreaded prostate cancer. Bro.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
And
it's true.
Yeah, so they were talking about, like, at my age, once I hit 40, you're supposed to start doing PSA screening, right? There's a protein-specific antigen, a prostate-specific antigen, I believe. is a PSA, and they test for that to see to indicate whether or not your body reacting in a particular way. And then there's the other test. The other test.
The other test.
Yeah, the other test. The DRE, they call it. The digital rectal examination. That's right. But it was good being in that space and realizing that it reminded me of the importance of platform. Right.
There are lots of different illnesses, different things that people kind of fall victim to, or end up facing far worse consequences because of late detection. And even some of these diseases are even sexually transmitted. I'm bringing that up because I've been hearing things like this on the ground. Like there are young men affected. I wouldn't know, like just in my space, there are young women as well with sexually transmitted diseases, and they don't know exactly how to deal with it, who to go to. They're not asking doctors, they're not asking medical practitioners, they're asking their friends. So, I mean, it's not bad that at least they're asking someone,
Right.
but things are happening. I just want to encourage people to, get tested. If you have any concerns, stay woke. When I say woke, I mean stay informed. That's all I mean. That's all I mean. Stay informed and really don't be afraid to check the doctor out.
Yeah. That's really good advice, man. I'm looking forward to what November gonna be this year. Having you in this space and on board with us, because November is generally Men's Health Month. Right, so we will have some conversations, and it's good to get the fresher input. Now, you're a couple of years younger than me, but here a couple of years older than you. So it's good to get some fresher perspective than what he bring in.
Yeah, looking forward to that tonight. And that's always something I was passionate about, especially in the work environment. As an advocate for mental health, basically. Because it's something that's overlooked by a lot of employers. Some of them understand, but they're not willing to take the sacrifice because you have to spend some time that could be used for work.
Yeah.
Also, you have to spend sometimes money that they prefer to squeeze or towards production. So I really just look forward to November. We do a lot of great things, and I know that we have not just potential, we have it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But I like what you talk about in terms of a lot of employers do understand, but sometimes they're not necessarily equipped to do anything about it. Sometimes their hands tied. I know people who try to implement programs, and you run it for a month or two, and then from the time come and you have to look at the budget and the bottom line.
Yeah. Because the first thing is a business first. So they're not trying to end up running into financial issues and to lose the business. So they have to weigh different pros, different cons, but it's something that we need to continue to work on, continue to discuss, and continue to develop. Because if we ignore it, we continue to see the negative impacts. And
Well, one of the things you mentioned being passionate, but there's something else that you're passionate about, and I see our guest is about to join us in the living room. So we'll get back to that in a couple of minutes, right? So
sure,
we're gonna cue the intro from Wuxi, and then we're gonna continue the conversation with our guest this evening, Daniel Dasent-Thomson, from wherever in the world he is. Wuxi, take it away.
Welcome to the living room. Welcome to the living room. Welcome to the living room. Welcome to the living room.
Thank you, Wuxi, for that lovely intro. I actually ran into a couple members of the Wuxi community of the group in different spaces, so looking forward to see what you're doing for Christmas this year. But let me not get ahead of myself. Right now, we have coming in from, I had to say outside, afuera, as the case might be, right? This guy, he was with us in March last year, and he was on a journey, and I'm really excited to find out where this journey has taken him, the things that he's done, the things he's come close to, and what we have in store. So welcoming back into the living room, Daniel Dasent-Thomson. Daniel, how you doing, bro?
I'm good. I'm happy to be back. How are you?
I'm not bad, I'm not bad. Things happening. Life is life, but we in the living room, so we'll find a way. Daniel, where are you? Yes, you said just now that you were in between a coffee shop and training, but I have a funny feeling that it's not Trinidad. It's not Trinidad. You're in this coffee shop. What's going on?
Well, right now I am in Guadalajara, Mexico.
Guadalajara, Mexico.
Yep.
And so I take it last year that certain things work out for you and certain things didn't work out.
More that's a good thing, yeah.
Alright. So the last time we spoke, you were preparing for a qualifier. Right?
Yeah, the Olympic qualifier.
Right. So how did that turn out for you?
It's a lot good and bad. Better. It's a lot good and bad because I missed out on qualifying for the Olympics by one spot. But it showed me that I was very close to where I needed to be. I just needed to change up a few things to get to where I needed to be, and that kind of opened opportunity for me to leave Trinidad for better training and better opportunities. So I didn't get to qualify, but it ended up opening up other doors for me to leave Trinidad.
All right.
That sounds good. Sometimes you see sports, some people look at it in different ways, and sometimes you might lose or not get the exact target you're looking for. But there's some lesson, there's something to learn, or there's something you gain from that actual situation that might be worth more than a medal sometimes. So you can see how far this would carry you. But in the midst of it all, you're in Mexico now, training amongst some star taekwondo martial artists. So in a show where exactly would have been training, but there are some good things that came out of it. So I'm very excited to hear exactly what you're doing now and how things are going.
It was kind of an unexpected route, but it turned out better than I thought it would.
So, but how you end up in Mexico?
Okay, so I would have been April last year, I think it was, when I went to the Olympic qualifiers, and I fought a guy from Cuba who was the Olympic bronze medalist, and I missed out on qualifying. So he ended up qualifying for the Olympics, and I came just behind him, so I missed out on qualifying. And then I was talking to my coach and my coach back home in Trinidad, and we were thinking about, okay, well, you come this close to qualifying, it's just that we need to get you like more sparring partners, more competition experience, and all these different things. So the decision was easy that I needed to leave Trinidad to get this. The question was where to go. We're looking at different places like Canada or Cuba. But we're just looking at different places to get the resources I needed. And yep, just out of the blue, I ended up talking to some of my friends who are from Mexico, from the taekwondo team in Mexico. And they just kind of made recommendations for coaches and stuff for me across here. And I just went for one conversation, and a lot of doors just opened up. And I came to Mexico like two months after the Olympic qualifiers last year. And I was here for like 6 months or a month, and I came back to Trinidad for a short period of time, and I came back to Mexico, and I've been back here ever since training and everything.
How's your Spanish?
Right now my Spanish is actually really good.
I can imagine. So you studied that, or you just picked up things?
I was one of those in secondary school that thought learning a second language wasn't gonna do anything for me. So I didn't do it in school. But then when I came across here, I was just forced to learn it on the street. So I kind of learn that way by force.
Well, look at that. Look at that. But lesson learned, I hope you encourage others to learn the languages that they can.
Definitely.
So is there a language barrier when you're training or anything? How do you all communicate? And how well are you picking up in training?
Well, when I first came last year, it was a bit of a language barrier. And then I was kind of like trying to use my cell phone, so I kind of assist me and the coach in understanding what was going on. And sometimes one different exercise would start, I kind of observe everybody to kind of figure out what's going on. But then over time of being here, because I've been here, I came to Mexico like what, a year ago now. So from over time of being here, I just have slowly started to pick up on things more and more. We're now, there still is a bit of a language barrier, but it's very small compared to how it was last year.
Yeah. Well, that's good. It's good that you can pick up that fast. It isn't the same for everyone, eh? It isn't the same for everyone. But that's really good.
Well, that is kind of wild, though. That Daniel, there's I know in between, well, where you are now, Guadalajara, and
Right.
the Olympic qualifiers, there was still a couple things that you were doing, right? If I'm not mistaken, I saw you posted some video from Peru and stuff. It was Peru.
I posted a video from Peru. That Peru trip was after I came to Mexico. I got invited to come to Peru for competition with the Mexican team. So I actually went there with the Mexican team.
So you are Trini. You are Trini on the Mexican taekwondo
Yes.
team.
Well, I train with them right now, yes, but I still represent Trinidad, but I train with them now.
Okay.
So was that easy to navigate? Were the federations welcomed to it, or is it more along the lines of people had to vouch for you and like how did that happen?
So my friends from Mexico kind of vouched to me to the coaches across here. So, and when I came across there, I kind of built my own relationship with them, and they kind of started including me in more and more things. And then I would kind of like certain videos and photos of like what's happening here in Mexico back to Trinidad. And like my coaches back in Trinidad were like, okay, well, this is kind of like a necessary step for me to get to where I need to be. So kind of like, all right, let's just go with this look. Everything seems to be working out.
Yeah.
So what I really like about this story is I would definitely remember that you said in school you used to give a little bit of trouble, that you got in trouble a couple of times, but now you're in a position where your own work ethic and your own character creating opportunities for you. Like the way, yeah.
Yeah, it's a new experience for me. A lot of things happening that I don't think would happen at this point in my life, but it's good.
Yeah, man. Glad to hear that you held on to the opportunities with both hands. Josh, you gonna say something?
Yeah. I was gonna say back to the training a bit. Because I know it's a new environment, a new culture, everything. But styles may vary. Yes, the sport remains the same. Coaches teach different things. They have different ways or different methods that they think are this is their doctrine or the way things should be. Are there any issues when it comes to that? And how comfortable are you in terms of training should be hard to push you forward? But is it that it's a lot of experience around you and it's pushing you from a position that you have to struggle to grow and to step up to the level, or it's more so you all are around the same level and you sharpening each other blades?
I think when I first came here, it was kind of like trying to catch up with them across here. And then now it's kind of like just helping each other sharpen each other, because when I first came here, there's a lot of differences in the training. One, in terms of the altitude here is very different to Trinidad. So that was the thing in training when I first came. I don't think anyone can add that altitude like across there.
Yeah.
So that was one aspect that was tough. Another aspect is I have many people that share with authority like this. And almost endless number of people to train with. When for that I kind of like limited and you really have people to really push me in training. But across there there's so many people to push you. So
push you.
it's kinda I kinda not accustomed
Sometimes
to
you have
having
to-
so many people.
Yeah. So like locally
And
when you're here, would you have to like what is it like getting someone to train it? Is it difficult? Do you have to like reach out to others and say, I need a training partner, or you go to training on a particular day and it's smooth?
So what started to happen to me recently is I got to a point where I was a bit better than everybody in Trinidad. So normally when I would train with other people in Trinidad, I would kind of have to, how to say it, like I have to kind of measure myself to train with them. Well, like across here, I have a lot of people who all around the same level, so I can kind of go all out and push myself to the max and training. Because like all I mean by that is like instead of like sparring, which is something that you need to be careful competition. In Trinidad, I can go all out and sparring with my training partners. But here, I got to go all out and push myself and have people in same height and size and everything as well. So it's a lot more possibility to push myself to the max here as well.
Yeah, that sounds good. And that's important too. That's important for you to grow. So I'm glad that you have this opportunity now. And I'm excited to see what's the end result. I'm ready to see you spar and to see what's the difference. I've seen some videos of you before. I've known of you for a little while. To me, you're Mr. Taekwondo, Trinidad and Tobago. So I'm looking forward to how you're going to go to another level, right? Or how you are going to another level. That's good.
I know the technical aspect of the training is one thing, but just the numbers game in terms of the how many people that you get to spar against. In Trinidad, I guess you would have had to set up sparring partners, find out when men free, when all they can link up, that kind of thing. But over there, you just show up that day and people literally lining up for sparring and training.
Yeah, exactly. And I have access to high level athletes in my weight category. So it's not like there's somebody who did taekwondo in the past, like high level athletes who actively competing. And in addition to that, almost every weekend is a tournament across there. And then additional to that, like when I went to Peru, it's very easy to access the competitions in Latin America from in Mexico.
Right.
So from training to tournaments is a lot easier for me across there.
Because one of your challenges, as well as you said, when you mentioned height earlier, now weight class, you're not a small guy. How tall are you? How tall are you?
I'm 6'5".
So 6'5", finding sparring partners in Taekwondo who within your weight class, or even giving you the challenges for range and motion. I could understand now with Mexico have like 120 something million people. So you could compare to the 1 million people.
You sure you're not taking advantage of them? Because to me, Mexican people were short people, you know.
Well, they actually have some very tall ones in Taekwondo. Generally speaking, Mexicans are short, but they actually have some tall ones in Taekwondo, especially in my weight category. Because like the Mexicans who's going to the World Championship from October, in my weight category, it's probably like my height will be in shorter. But then also Mexicans, I mean, if you look at boxing or any of the combat sports, Mexicans are known for being tough and aggressive when they're fighting.
Nah, I know that.
So
Yeah.
you got that push on them as well.
And they have a lot, like they care about their fighting sports, like regarding the different disciplines. It's they really care, like in martial arts, like for the national karate team. When I went to like Pan American karate championships, the teams they would carry would be massive. And like if you fight any one of them, you know it's a tough fight. It don't matter who you fight, you know it's a tough fight. So
That was good.
yeah, I understand where you come from with that. It's a whole different breed, and it's good to be in that kind of environment because the passion is there and that sort of energy, that sort of push. So be really like what I said before, iron sharpening iron, and that's good.
So the thing with what you're doing now, Daniel, you level up. You weren't Super Saiyan level 2 or 3 by now, right? It was this ain't where you started, right? And even just being in a space where Mexico, you're right, they have a very, very ambitious and passionate fight culture and community. They take the pride in what it is they're doing very, very seriously. Because of just, it's not bragging rights. Bragging rights is kind of actually make it sound a lot smaller than it is, but is our pure pride in being the best at what it is they're doing and being able to just export this where they'll go to other countries and train and compete and start gyms and that kind of thing. So the whole culture different to the Trinidad and Tobago fight culture. Are you seeing a lot of support in terms of just the way the business community support, or are there government programs and that kind of thing? Like, what is the difference in terms of the, again, I don't want to put you in no trouble with what Trinidad doing and not doing for Trinidad athletes, right? But we're trying to learn here, like, based on what you're seeing over there, what are some of the things
How
we could
could we
do more of down here?
Yeah.
For me, what one of the main differences is that across here is like very community based from the ground level come up. So for instance, since I've been across here, I've been to some children's taekwondo tournaments, and the stadium will be packed out and it would play like Olympic finals or something. So from the ground level, from straight up, they have the community support, they have support of not going like the community they live in, but like just different states in Mexico. That people come out and watch and support, even from little 5-year-olds till 6-year-olds who is like on, they'll go straight up. So the support is there, and then as well, there's so many, I guess, sponsorship opportunities that they get across here from taekwondo. So before you even get to the national team, there's so many different sponsorship opportunities you can get to quickly to get to the next level. So I think the major thing is just the support. The support here is on a different level, and I want every time to support somebody, whether it's to get them to a different part of Mexico for competition, or to get them to a different country for a competition, or if they have an injury and need help recovering. The support here for all these different things is so vast. I think that's the biggest difference with Trinidad, is the support is behind them 100%.
Hey, you see that, and I keep imagining there are groups that I know trying to build sports from the community level in Trinidad and Tobago. So I would know that Southern Warriors and mixed martial arts would be traveling, they would be going to different countries, doing tournaments. They would even support other groups that are doing tournaments locally. And I can't even imagine what it would be like for Pleasantville Community Center or something like that to be ram out, much less for, you say, stadiums?
Like, and that's pure taekwondo tournaments, or they have like martial arts tournaments with taekwondo categories as well.
No, so that's like pure taekwondo, because since I've been across there, I've been to see boxing tournaments, taekwondo tournaments, MMA tournaments, and they've all been like zoned for their particular discipline, but they all have been packed with people supporting from the smallest 5-year-old, 6-year-old straight up to adults.
So when you say stadiums, you mean like Manny Ramjan and Ato Bolden size stadiums, or bigger stadiums?
Bigger than that, because one thing I've learned when I came across there, we have coming from Trinidad, I have a bit of a, I don't know, like a misunderstanding when it comes to Thai. Because like In Trinidad, they say like 2 blocks, and it's like short, right? They say 2 blocks across here, huge. So sometimes I will go to like, where they have different tournaments across here, and I'll be like, I never see a stadium or indoor sporting event big like this in Trinidad. So the whole size difference across here is drastic.
Yeah.
The scale.
And it's kind of like the velodrome kind of vibe, like everything's down in the center and the fans up in the air, basically. Yeah.
Basically.
That must be crazy. I could imagine the adrenaline pumping. I think I experienced that in Guatemala before. That type of, feeling. So with that packed out and you're hearing people imagine cheering for either you or even the opposition. More than like the opposition for you in every single I can't say every single competition. I don't know. How is it like? Do you have like people cheering for you, or it's like you have to fight against the crowd most times?
What? Not well. At the beginning, I was just kind of like, before, that came and was just training with them, and everybody's like, well, who's this guy and where did he come from? And okay, but now I've kind of built relationships, and my coach or trainer across here is very supportive. So a lot of people are starting to, I guess, know who I am and realize, oh, I've seen this guy a couple months ago and he's still here training. Like, oh, okay, I mean, I'm not Mexican, but I kind of becoming more, I guess, seen as a normal part of the taekwondo community here. So now I have people, I guess, supporting me more in Mexico than like when I first came.
Okay, that's good to hear.
I get hearing this and I feel like I'm watching a movie, like the foreigner who, you had to move, and then, you're outsider, and then people realize they really care about what you're doing, so they start, treating it different.
I don't want to say it, but yeah, the others, the people outside, showing more and more support, so they have more support outside than inside, and we join the wave late, not we. I support 100.
Yeah. Hey. So in terms of supporting 100, now what we down here could do to support you out there? Y'all have anything coming up? Any ways that we could still, any noise we could make, anything we could do to show our support?
Oh well, right now I have two fundraisers going because being across here. That's the thing, but it also comes with a cost because like I live alone across the town, to rent my apartment, travel to training, food, so a lot of different expenses that I wasn't really having in Trinidad when I was at home. So I have two events coming up on the 21st of August. I have a movie night with in Movie Town for the Spain. So my mom has the ticket in Trinidad selling. And then I also have an online donation platform up as well. So I have those two fundraising events going at the moment.
Alright. So the 21st of August in Movie Town for the Spain?
Yeah.
Alright. And how could we get in contact? There's a number, or is it online? We could find your page. How do we support the movie night?
The movie night? For the movie night, you could contact me, and I will place my mom to distribute tickets. Because my mom has all the tickets and everything in Trinidad.
All right. And you're giving out your Mexican phone number, or let us contact you via the Instagram or what?
You can contact me through the Mexican number, or maybe Instagram or Facebook. Might be other easier for people.
Right. Right, Instagram and Facebook. So I'll pull up the pages and post them. But for the people who listening to the radio and wouldn't be able to see the pictures I post, what is their Instagram name?
Stretch DDT. SRTDTCH.
Stretch DDT.
Yeah.
Right, and Facebook?
Daniel Dasent-Thomson.
All right. And what about the what about the online donation platform? Because I know we have a lot of trainees in the States and around the world who listen to WAC. And I'm pretty certain that they'd be excited to support a local boy who doing things on the mainland or on the big
real
continent.
things. You know?
Yeah. So what is the online platform?
So the online platform is from Fund Me TNT, and the link to the Fund Me TNT donation page is also in my Instagram and Facebook. But it's basically Daniel Dasent-Thomson World Championship 2025.
All right. So what I will do is I will also make sure and put the link in the description. So anybody who wants to check out DJ Aaron 868 playlist of the living room to check out the episode afterwards, or I'll even talk to Kenny to see if we could start loading stuff to WAC page to make it easier for you guys to donate. So Kenny, I know you're probably listening to see how well I do without Aaron. So we got talk now. We got talk. Man, Daniel, this is a trip. You have a nickname over there?
Well, across there, it's something like Thompson, name was Thompson Fury.
Thompson Fury.
Thompson theory.
That real bad. But then I get into the heights and that. All right, cool. Wow, this is wild. So I was actually looking at a clip you sent earlier a while back, and Taekwondo. Why did you choose Taekwondo over any other martial art that you could have gotten into?
Interesting.
I kind of fell into it because I was always a wild child, always getting in fights in school. So then my oldest brother took me to MMA and Taekwondo when I was like 11 or 12 years old. So at a point in my life, I was doing both Taekwondo and MMA. And I just kind of got introduced to these things by my brother. But there was no real plan of, I want to go and do Taekwondo. I just kind of stumbled into it. And then as I started to get older, I started to like get the opportunity to get onto the national team. And then there was like Olympics as a possibility. But I kind of slowly started to focus more on Taekwondo than MMA. And then I started to realize, well, my height and my body structure and everything was like perfect for the sport. So just kind of went from there. So it wasn't, I kind of stumbled into it. It wasn't really like planned.
Okay. Now you ready? We cannot see your height. You're really perfect for Taekwondo. But it's crazy that you did Taekwondo and MMA. So if you want to keep your distance, you're mashing them up. If you want to come close, you're mashing them up too. So just stay away from me, right?
So Joash, question though. Which martial arts are you proficient in?
Shotokan would be, so it was traditional karate that I did on the national team. So that would be Shotokan. But what I train in is a style called Aikido Sute.
Cool. What?
So it's a mix of styles. So it's Aikido, Judo, Jiu-Jitsu, and Karate. So it's a lot of self-defense, sparring as well, forms in terms of katas. We do a little grappling. Yeah. So no, I did Taekwondo training abroad actually, you know. When I was about 10 years old. I can't remember the name of the instructor, but it was in United States, and that was crazy. Kicks were always a part of my repertoire because I'm short. I'm really short, the opposite of you. And the only way I could kind of have an advantage when I'm fighting my opponents is with my speed and my kicks. So I can relate to the kicking and the practice that goes in it. Every day I have to put in the work to get better and better, and you can't really just slack. It won't always be there. You have to work on the flexibility, you have to work on your speed, your movement. So I know it's no easy thing. It's not just be tall and good.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
And what is training like for you over there, Daniel? There's 2 a days, every other day. Like what I mean, this is your life. This is your life. There's not like, you know,
Trinidad for me right now is twice every day, Monday to Saturday. Sunday is the only day for her.
and how is your body? I mean, yeah, it's training. This is the whole point of the thing. You know, you're pushing your body to the limit and then into new limits, right? But I like, you know, if I just get fed up. I mean, you're outside there, you're by yourself, or at least you're so far from everything that you know. I wouldn't say you're by yourself, but you're so far from everything that you know. It's like the novelty don't wear off, and say.
Yes and no, because there are times where, like, I got people's position and everything is kind of up and down. Because it's kind of like there's so many things happening right now in my life at the same time. It's not only like training and the difficulties that come with training, but it's also me being in Mexico. This is the first time in my life that I'm ever living on my own. So now I have an apartment by myself and I have to cook for myself and do everything for myself for the first time. And then I want additionally, I guess communicating and doing everything in a second language every day. So outside of training, there's also other this adjustment in life in general. So there's moments of up and down, and moments of like, wait, why did you come all this way to get stressed out? But on other times, I started to see like the progress and like, okay, well, you're on the right track, just stick with it. So it is kind of up and down, I think, but it's good.
That's really encouraging to hear, actually, because, I mean, let me put it this way. I in Trinidad, right? I in Trinidad, and I was be wondering, wait, I ain't even going nowhere and I getting stressed. So to jump out of your comfort zone, the first time you're living by yourself, you're doing it in the next country with a different language, is like, this is a really inspirational thing for me. It tells me that you could do things that would have sound impossible. You know, you have anything like Trini over there to remind you of home? Like, is any food over there that you're into, or what? Tell me, what about Trinidad going on in Mexico?
Absolutely nothing besides me. Since I've been here, the closest thing that Trinidadian have met is somebody from Delhi. So
Okay.
there really isn't a big Caribbean community here. So there's really nothing close to a culture or food or anything to Trinidad. The closest thing to Trinidad is like when I talk to my mom and I gotta speak like a Trini. Outside of that, nothing really.
But you said nothing with the food as well. But when there be any like fast food chains that are some of the fast food restaurants that are in Trinidad, maybe abroad there as well? But it's not the type of food that you would be eating.
Well, they have them across there. I don't eat it normally, but like the few times I've tried certain different things across there. I don't know if it's just the chicken or whatever. It still tastes different in Trinidad, even though it's the same food outlet.
No, we ain't getting paid for no sponsorship here.
Yeah,
but I still have, but I have
different things.
But I have to ask. You eat KFC in Mexico?
One since I've been across there.
And how it compared to Trinidad KFC?
It's good. It's good, but it's very Trinidadian one.
Alright. So Trinidad KFC 1, Mexico KFC.
Yeah. Gotta get everything in. Because if it's football,
oh yes. Hey, but you're not in a bad place though. World Cup, the next World Cup is being hosted on North America.
Yeah, well, they have a few games in a stadium that's about 40 minutes from my apartment.
Alright. So what we will do, right? You're gonna be our eyes on the ground in the World Cup. Alright?
Yeah?
Right? We're going to be like, hey, Daniel, what's going on? Any trainees in Mexico, Right? Look for the tall fella in the Trinidad and Tobago jersey. Listen,
Well, we'd have some other Trinis there too if or when we qualify. We're still in the qualification process. And once we do, we have a laser there. We have a laser, a Mexico laser,
Yeah,
But that's funny because the national rugby team came to Mexico for a tournament, and I ended up translating for them.
That is wild, horse. That is wild. Right, I am. Well, two things. One, definitely going to keep in better contact with you because I don't even know what it's like to be that far away from home in the space that you're in. And if there's a way that WAC, Trinidad and Tobago, the living room, that we could help make that move a little easier for you, even if it's just a friendly voice. Or every now and again we check in with you to find out what's going on in Mexico, how the World Cup building up, how your qualifiers or what tournaments going on. I have no problems whatsoever having an eye on the ground in Mexico. I'm excited for you because, dude, when we met last year, if you told me that you would be moving to Mexico and translating for national teams within a year, I don't know if you would have believed it. Yeah. And
the whole transition, I wasn't there in the past. You said you were at quote unquote rebel, you've been trouble in school. I know you didn't study Spanish because you didn't think you needed, but that hard to believe because all I know is this disciplined young man who can speak Spanish, who is disciplined, who is focused on his dream. And when I say focus, no, but like a different level of focus. It doesn't seem, what he's doing doesn't seem possible because nobody around him is doing it in terms of like locally. So it takes a different level of drive. You might be pushing and you might see the skill in you. Like when I was in karate as well on the national team, you have some ability. But without seeing somebody do it before, sometimes it becomes a little discouraging. But the level of drive that Daniel has shown, the level of commitment that he has shown, and the belief in his dream is really inspiring. So I know he will continue to do good and go to higher heights. I want to encourage you, Daniel, to continue doing what you do because, you are an inspiration. People are looking on. We are happy and we are supporting you in your dream. For real.
I go in movie tongue next
You
month.
like that? Thank you very much because
Say that again, your title, right there?
I say I go in movie tongue next month.
Right.
August 21st.
Everybody better ram out movie tongue.
well, that means a lot because right now I'm preparing with the Mexican team for the World Championships in October in China. Basically what I'm trying to do, nobody from Trinidad and Tobago or the Caribbean. I want to say the Caribbean, I mean like the English-speaking Caribbean, like Guyana, Barbados, Trinidad, all these islands there. Nobody from Trinidad or any of these islands has ever won a gold medal in the World Championship for taekwondo. So if I do it this year, I'll be the person in the whole region to do it.
Wow. I believe in you.
I'm making sure I on the record, I have all the videos, right? That's why we had the interviews, because when people saying that they want a public holiday, I want to be able to show videos saying we call it from in front.
I clipping out my piece and I said I was his coach, his virtual coach.
Yeah. Let me ram out movie tongue. Let me ram out movie tongue. Joash, you feel we could scrounge up
a team, man.
I feel we could get
a
people to
living
go
room
movie
team.
tongue.
They carry a team.
Yeah, they squad up.
Yeah, I thought that honestly.
Yeah.
21st of August, right?
21st of August, yeah.
Yeah, man, Daniel, I like I knew you had big things ahead of you. Like I knew it. The moment we met last year in Wax Station, I knew it was like, hey, this fella saying something. And like even in the year to see the transition, like I real proud of you. Like I'm taking this journey very personally. I'm excited for you because Jed, you have real belly. You have real belly to go after a dream. And Joash, you call it. It's not like you're seeing other people around you doing this. You have to. Yeah,
I encountered Daniel before from behind profiles before, so I know the work he puts in. In terms of like working with like Total Sport as well. Daniel, I didn't mention Total Sport before, but I don't know if you remember reaching out to Total Sport. If you're just putting in so much work here, you're reaching out to media outlets, you're reaching out to those it's not like you have a manager or anything. So I know you put in your information out there, you know. You might say, wait, but people don't care about this sport. Okay, some people might not care, but you are putting in the work, sending your information to media outlets, sending your information to potential sponsors. So that work is what I really want to see you reap the reward that you deserve, because you've been putting in the work in training, you're putting in the work after training. So I mean, that's just great.
Yeah, I mean, being in Mexico, it's hard in the sense that being on my own and figuring out a lot of different things, and then being across there, I want to have university options open up for me as well across there. So it's a lot of opportunities to just trying to keep focused and do what I have to do, and I kind of figure out everything, because being on my own is a whole new experience.
If you can get like a scholarship, would be great. So you're there training, you know. I hope more doors open.
Yeah, well, right now, everything is in line. So just have to continue working.
Hey, that sounds great, man.
And well, we are now perilously close to the hour 7 p.m. Right? Daniel, I want to thank you for joining us in the living room all the way from Guadalajara, Mexico. Right? Is there anybody you want to shout out? Any closing remarks? Anybody you want to send love to? The floor is yours, bro.
I hope people come out and support both for the Moodoo night and for the online donation campaign, because right now I'm trying my best to with my recovery, with my diet and everything, to prepare for the World Championship. That was 1 year, 3 months ago. So I'm really preparing for that, and trying to make history not only for Trinidad but for the Caribbean region. And doing one of our tournaments, it also put me very close towards the next Olympics. But I really hope that people come out and support as I continue along this road and trying to make history for the region.
And on that note, man, I am proud of you. And I'm actually going to talk to some people about some things. I really want to see where this road goes. I want to see where this road goes. Man, thanks so much, Daniel. I know you say that you were actually on your way to training and you stopped to have this conversation with us. And man, I appreciate you. I can't wait to see where this goes, and we'll be in touch, right? Because one, we had a ram out movie town, right? And we have to get it to China. We have to get it to China, right? In terms of martial arts, this is exciting because this shows people that there are opportunities for in athletics and in sport, that even combat sport, that maybe if we take another look at it, we might treat it a little differently. Right. So from Trinidad and Tobago, bro, we miss you, but don't hurry up and come back, do it as you had to do. Do what you had to do. Don't miss home so much that you stop short.
And carry where you keep carrying.
Okay.
Okay.
So, Josh, any closing remarks?
Yes, well, I didn't know if I had the time.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I'm
you
glad
go
I
ahead,
do.
man.
I just want to say thank you for your time, bro. It was a pleasure speaking with you. The living room is always vibes, and you know that from being around, and I know that from being around. So, muchas gracias. Nosotros estamos muy feliz. Dios te bendiga.
Thank you for having me up, work.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
what?
guys. Well, hey, listeners, thanks for joining us in the living room. In a couple of weeks' time, we'll try to find a way to work Aaron back into the show. But for now, this is Ricardo Mitchell, the social stage on the global stage. Thanking you for joining us in the living room. Remember, guys, the hourglass is opaque. We don't know how much time remains, so whatever you're doing, be good and stay safe. Right? August 21st, let me ram out movie town. Right? Let's show some support to our hermano in Guadalajara. Right? Why does it taekwondo in Spanish? It's still taekwondo?
Might be the same thing.
Team bring taekwondo, yeah.
Well, look at that. Somehow they talk in Spanish and they don't even know it yet. So, Daniel, congratulations in advance. Right? This is going to be a successful fundraiser. It's going to be a successful fundraiser. And we're looking forward to the reports, man. You're going to be our eye in Mexico. That's going to be a segment. The eye in Mexico.
Sure, no problem.
Nice one. Take it easy. Good night, guys. Mr. Desmond is up next with the big band. And, well, Aaron is not going to be here on Friday either. So look out for him. It might be a couple of weeks still. But in the meantime, stay tuned to WAC 90.1 FM, where we are culture crazy.